The fans enjoying a blazing hot day here in Wichita, Kansas. AUX Softball, the second game of our doubleheader. Team Nichols making their Series 3 debut against Team Masson, fresh off a close win over Team Alo in Game 1. Here's how the leaderboard stands as we get set for Game 2, the final series here at AUX. Jocelyn Alo in first, Mariah Masson after that win, closing in just 48 points back. Tori Vidalis, her teammate, also jumping up there into the top 5, and then Bubba Nichols in third place, leading her squad as a captain. Alongside the two-time American Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kempf. Bubba in third place, hasn't even played a game yet. Hasn't been the quantity of hits, but the quality, and it's been the long ball for her.
Yeah, it seems like every time that she steps up to the plate, she has a chance of hitting the long ball. She's been locked in really since Series 1, since Game 1, and she's hit 4 home runs. There are only 2 players that have hit 4 home runs so far this season, and it is Bubba Nichols and then Jocelyn Alo, the home run queen. So 9 RBIs and 4 home runs for Bubba Nichols. She's had 5 hits this AUX season. So 4 of her 5 hits have been the long ball, and that is a way to climb the leaderboard really fast, as each of those home runs is worth 40 points.
Bubba has put together her team with pitcher heavy early in the draft. We'll talk about those pitchers later, but Delaney Wiswan, who's also coming along big time in that 4-hole right behind Bubba Nichols. Delaney, 3 home runs in Series 3 in back-to-back-to-back games. So we'll see if she can keep her hot swing going. Zirkle and McKinney at the top of the leaderboard, 2 of the top 3 in hits so far this season. They get the veteran Alyssa Denham in the circle out of Arizona. And Denham starting to come into her own and do what we've expected from her, really coming around. 2.44 ERA, one of the best in the league so far.
I feel like she really started to settle in that Series 2 and the appearances that she had. She's going to spin the ball like crazy, keep the ball down the zone with her drop ball, more of pitch to contact, which means that her infield has to be ready. They're going to get a lot of ground balls when she's in the circle.
Denham, the first overall pick in the Series 3 draft by Mariah Masson. It's always interesting to see how pitchers draft early. Do they go after a big-time bat? Maybe they don't like facing. Do they get their favorite catcher? Or do they strengthen their pitching staff? And that's what Mariah Masson has done. You see it on display here on this doubleheader day to start off Series 3.
Well, it's really hard to plan out on the day that you have a doubleheader, because you have 4 pitchers on your staff, and that might seem like a lot for one game, and you might use all 4 like Jocelyn Alo did in the first game of the doubleheader, but she didn't have a doubleheader to play. Jocelyn Alo only had 1 game. Team Masson has 2, so figuring out of how many pitchers you want to use in Game 1, how many do you want to use in 2, ideally, probably 2 and 2. You have to get through Game 1 to figure out how you're going to do Game 2 next.
Mariah Masson, the captain, her first time as a captain coming here in AUX. Denham gets the second start of the weekend for them, 1-0 with a 1.91 ERA in Series 2 as Warren stabs it over at third base. She's having a pretty good day defensively.
She's having a great day defensively, as she normally does. This is just more of an easier play over here for Jessie Warren at the hot corner, but she tends to be in the right place at the right time more often than not.
I think it's not by accident, right? She might know what she's doing out there. Sydney McKinney watches that pitch outside. Just a few more days, 4 more games for McKinney here back home for her at Wichita State from Norburn, Missouri.
She pretty much has been unget-outable. I know that's just a very official word there in the game of softball, but when you're hitting .571 and you've had 8 games to hit that, that is extremely impressive. And an on-base percentage is even a little bit higher than that. So leading AUX with the amount of hits coming into today, just can't get out.
3 extra base hits, driven in a couple. A lot of times she's been actually at the bottom of the order these first couple series, but this time Bubba Nichols says, I don't think so. I want Zirkle and McKinney right in front of me to give me a chance. All those long balls Bubba's hit Wants runners on ahead of her. 3-0 to McKinney from Denham. Does get the outside corner. He's hit in 7 of 8 games this season. Draws a walk here with 1 away in the first. Eight points for McKinney. She's up to 8th place on the leaderboard. Can have a really good finish. And here is Bubba Nichols. Just 112 points out of first place. Jocelyn Allo's day is done. Played just 1 game. Her doubleheader day won't come until the end. Bubba Nichols will have a doubleheader tomorrow here in Wichita. To eclipse the 900-point mark. Watches that pitch for a strike, down 0-2 in the count.
Everybody been trying to catch Jocelyn Allo at the top, and love seeing the day-by-day of Jocelyn Allo because we have notes and we can see exactly on the leaderboard where every player has been. She's not been anywhere else but one.
Ooh, off the glove of Aubrey Leach and into left field. Probably going to go down as a base hit. Back-to-back base runners with 1 away.
Aubrey Leach playing up the middle of the field, and that defensive positioning put her about a step behind to try to get that line drive that just hit off of her glove. And not sure if maybe the wind had a little bit to do with that too, that it just continued to push it away from her, because it looked like she just was going to have it, but ended up hitting off the tip of her glove. I mean, this wind has been absolutely howling today.
15 to 20 mile per hour wind, 32 to 35 mile per hour gusts at times. And somebody like Delaney Wiz might like that a lot. 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. All 3 home runs came in Series 2. The only game she didn't homer in that series was the final game they played. Second most leaderboard points, 498 in Series 2, and they're having fun in there. Peyton Gottschall is always having a blast.
And she keeps the vibes high in the dugout, and I'm sure outside of the field too. She's somebody that can keep the vibes high.
She's with her former Tennessee teammate, Riley West, in there.
It's Hope Trotline in there, keeping the vibes high as well.
Two count to Wiz. Denham, a little bit of trouble here in the first. They say Wiz did go. I'm not sure about that, but it's a big out number 2.
Reminds me of that questionable call in the College World Series for Florida State. That was a check swing that was not called a strike.
The Dodgers won the other night too, and the next pitch ended up being a home run that proved to be the game winner for them. That one was actually in real time. I didn't think it was even close.
Yeah.
That actually ended up being much closer than I thought.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
For Team Nichols. In right field today from Oklahoma, number 45, Haley Lee.
Haley Lee, a lot of pop in this bat with 2 on and 2 out. Watches strike 1. Her lone home run so far this season came in Series 2. She was 3 for 10 at the plate. A couple extra base hits. She'll be out in right field defensively in this game. Kayla Kowalik behind the plate blocks that one up. See Lee's numbers over the last 5 games, hitting .333. Crushes that one into left field. McKinney holds up at third, and a wise decision. That's a nice throw.
Wow, what a throw by Kaylee Harding, making a statement. I love watching Haley Lee swing when she is on time. She starts really tall and then gets really into her legs, and into her backside. Beautiful swing. Just unloads on that swing. That was a hard hit ball, and that throw by Kaylee Harding was something.
Harding was in right field for game 1 today. Moves over to left here. Off speed from Denham to start off Nadia Taylor with a strike. This is not a bat you want to see at the plate with bases loaded right now. Nadia had a 2-out game-tying home run in the top of the 7th in the final game of Series 2. It ended up being for naught because Tori Vidalis walked it off the next inning for her team, but hit 400 in Series 2 and drove in 4 runs. Down 0-2 to Denham. In the dirt, past Kowalik, but bounces back. Gonna be close? No, Kowalik couldn't get it off the turf. Was gonna be tough to get McKinney anyway.
So interesting, Chucky, because some people might be more skittish at third base when they're a runner and they see that ball get behind the catcher, because there's not a large area back behind the catcher where the wall is. There's just not a lot of space, but Sydney McKinney knows this field. She played here for 4 or 5 years. She understands the bounces and what it looks like for the ball to get back behind and what she can and can't make it on. And that just got her team on the board first.
And the very next pitch, they get Taylor to ground out. So big move there from Sydney McKinney, the former Shocker, to come across. Team Nichols up 1-0. Not unfamiliar for Team Masson to give up a run or two in the first inning. Didn't bother him in game 1 of this doubleheader. We'll see if it does here in game 2. Jordan Roberts, this is how she responded to 2 runs against them in the first inning.
A grand slam, the 7th grand slam hit in AUX history. Off of her bat, off of her old teammate, going the opposite way toward right center field. Amazing at bat that Jordan Roberts put together. She'll be right there in that cleanup spot. She cleaned up the bases early in last game.
I see what you did there. And doesn't have to worry about catching duties today with Kowalik at the catcher's spot and down in the 9 hole. Aubrey Leach leading things off into left field, and that is fair. Right on the line for Aubrey Leach, who is into second base with a double.
And that's a double.
She kind of slowed up. I maybe thought that was foul.
Yeah, maybe. You just don't know what's going to happen with this wind. Aubrey Leach goes out and gets this outside pitch, keeps her feet still and swings away, and just finds a big hole down there close to the line. Of course, Morgan Zirkle not playing right there on top of the line, pulls her away from second base, makes a longer throw for her to throw it to second, and gives Aubrey Leach time to get in.
Well, Taylor McQuillan, in her 5th season from Mission Viejo, California, out of Arizona, was 2-0 with 11 strikeouts in 11 innings pitched in Series 2.
She's been relied upon a lot between her and Alyssa Denham, who is the starter, of course, that she's pitching against. They have thrown the most innings coming into Series 3, tied for 23 innings apiece.
How about Jessie Warren laying down the bunt? Nice play by McQuillan, but it's 10 points for Jessie Warren on the sac bunt.
A little team softball there for Jessie Warren. Taylor McQuillan has looked really good. ERA just over 3, but has led AUX in strikeouts. She has essentially double the amount of strikeouts as the person that is behind her. So she's been able to get some strikeouts when needed the most, when she's gotten into some jams. See if she's able to find one here with a runner at third.
Also leads in innings pitched and wins with 4 on the season as she faces Tori Vidalis. Vidalis has climbed her way up the leaderboard really well, just 30 points out of 3rd place right now. So this is a big game, facing off with Bubba Nichols, who's in 3rd place. Up in the air, shallow center field, long and awkward run, and maybe the wind a factor there as Aubrey Leach comes across to score. And Team Masson for the second straight game has a response for first inning runs.
Yeah, absolutely. That wind just got in the way. That ball was in the air for a long time. I thought that was going to be a sure out and even just not even deep enough to be able to score a run on. And instead it falls in between Sydney McKinney and Bubba Nichols out there. This wind causing havoc on this one. McKinney kind of drifted back, not knowing where Bubba was, and just kind of carried past her.
It was a hit for Tori Vidalis thanks to that wind, and that ties Victoria Hayward for career hits with 103 in Athletes Unlimited history.
It's a big response back from Team Masson too, after giving up a run in the top of the first inning to at least tie up this inning, maybe win the points with the first inning.
Hitters have had a big say in how things have gone today. We got into a groove of some zeros in that first game, but 11 total runs scored in a game yet again decided by one run here at AUX. Taylor McQuillan trying to get an out here against Jordan Roberts with Tori Vidalis on first, and that's fouled straight back. If you're a player, does the heat affect you, or are you just like, no, this is what we do, no big deal?
I feel like it can, you know, gradually over time. I think you go into the game as a huge Taylor McQuillan strikeout right there. You go in thinking, okay, we're just gonna look past it and not think anything of it, but then you start to feel your body start to run out of steam a little bit, so it can just affect your energy levels.
Strike one from McQuillan. How good would it feel? You talked about the doubleheader. You would want it earlier in the series, but just not on a hot day like this. But man, how great would you feel if your Team Masson and you can come away with a 2-0 in your doubleheader day to start this final series, get all the momentum, including this game. Just 5 remain in the AUX season. Look at the off speed from McQuillan.
Oh my goodness, that pitch. I saw that start about mid-thigh, and then it ended up essentially on close to the ground. Well, it looked a little bit lower than that, but man, that movement was so good.
And then hard to get Harding. Back-to-back strikeouts for Taylor McQuillan. 1-1, rollover points already as we go to the second in Wichita. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. Some great shots from Series 2, and what a finish it was. 1-1 here, Game 2 of Day 1 in Series 3. Throwing a lot of numbers at you right now. 20 inning win points on the line as we go to the second inning, tied at 1 apiece in Wichita. Our star in the stands, Mackenzie Clark, who I think has been one of our favorite players. The energy, everything you brought to the table. Can we get a weather report from the stands? It feels a little warm. Can we get the weather report from up there?
Oh, you want a weather report? I got you. It's blowing about, I'll say, ooh, it just kicked up. You guys felt that? You guys felt that wind? I would say it's blowing at least 20 knots. Oh, and it's partly cloudy. Do you guys see that right now? It is partly cloudy. It's probably a whopping, I'm feeling a 91 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, yes, look at that. It feels hotter than that? Okay, what does it feel like to you, Lily?
I really wish the wind wasn't blowing in the first game. That's all I can say.
Long run. That's
get her
down
at
for
2.
Jordan Rudd-Lee, and a single to the wall. Tell us about the win, though, for real, because it has been a factor early in this game. It didn't seem to cause any issues in the first game, other than the fact it was pushing the ball. But how big of a factor is it?
I would say the wind's a huge factor on everyday basis with softball. I would say the wind is something that my old coach would say is a high sky. So if there is no clouds at all in the sky and it's just a clear blue sky, it's very hard to determine how far away the ball is from you with the depth perception. So today we got a little lucky in the outfield with a little bit of partly sky you got here, but I would say the wind plays a huge factor in today's game.
Okay, Mackenzie, I'm going to give you a multiple choice question.
Oh, a multiple choice question.
And I'm just making this
ready.
up as I go because I don't have anything written down for this multiple choice. But what has been your favorite part of your experience so far, okay? A, talking hitting with all the players that are here. B, you think?
That is, off the wall.
I want to finish my question because it's a good one. B, talking defense and anything outfield related with the people here. C, being a captain for the first time. Or D, your studio appearance. Which one has been your favorite part so far of your Athletes Unlimited experience?
You know what, I'm gonna have to go C. Being a captain was pretty fun for the first time around. I mean, just having the opportunity of picking different people's brains. I know I love talking defense. Today was my first time playing left field in God knows how long, probably since high school, and just constantly talking to my shortstop and constantly talking to my center fielder. I mean, just trying to pick their brains on where I need to be in the best position I can possibly be in. But I would say probably being a captain and just having a group of people that I know I can lean on in times of trouble and just to pick their brains about softball is pretty entertaining.
Love it.
Has anyone become kind of that mentor, somebody you go to as Leach knocks it down, a run comes across to make it 2-1, but who stands out? Who's somebody that you kind of leaned on early in your career now?
You know, I leaned a lot on MJ, my facilitator, of course. I leaned a lot on Aubrey Leach. I leaned a lot on Nadia Taylor, some Jesse Warren, and my good friend Lily next to me. I mean, they're just constantly telling me to keep my head up and I'm doing a great job and I can improve in X, Y, and Z factors, but, you know, just the vets have been doing a great job of mentoring.
Your interview has brought the offense, Mackenzie. We'll let you go, but we'll check in a bit. We appreciate it.
Will do. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Mackenzie Clark, our star in the stands, and already 2 runs across here, just 1 out for Alyssa Denham in the top of the second.
Well, and it just has been a barrage of swinging early in the count. That's why I think this feels like such a whirlwind for our talk with Mackenzie Clark and just trying to keep up with what's going on. Because Jordan Rudd-Lee singled on the second pitch of her at bat, and then Billy Andrews first pitch, Sydney McKinney first pitch. They're coming out just hunting early in the count. First pitch that Alyssa Denham has thrown them.
Well, but Nichols now with 1 out and 2 on. Right at Jesse Warren going to first and cannot double off McKinney over there. 2 outs for Denham, trying to limit the damage. Already 3 runs across against Alyssa Denham for this Team Nichols lineup that looks really potent so far.
Even Kelsey Stewart-Hunter lined out on the first pitch of her at bat. So everybody's swinging at either the first or second pitch. Clearly the game plan is to go up and be aggressive, and Alyssa Denham going to have to adapt and adjust in this inning. A little bit more off the plate and work the edges early in the count, like that first pitch strike to Wiz.
Down low to Wiz, 1-1 count for Delaney, who struck out swinging her first time up. Was on that awkward check swing. Takes that inside, good eye. one misses, and Wiz walks this time. 10 points for her on the walk, and the bases loaded again for another power hitter, Haley Lee.
And Haley Lee had a good swing up and her first at bat back in the first inning.
Lacey Denham has had at least 4 times this season has had the bases loaded against her. 2 times it was in relief in back-to-back games of a doubleheader, which I don't think I've ever seen before. And then now this is the second time in this game Denham has faced a bases loaded scenario.
She's got to be careful here too, because especially earlier on in this AUX season, it's had a tendency to give up the long ball, probably more home runs that she's given up this season than in all of her other seasons combined. She's gotten hurt, it's been the home run.
Got Lee out in front, 1-2 now against the big-time power hitter. Where are you going pitch-wise here? This is a huge moment early in this game.
Go to that off-speed curveball low and away that's not only working down, but moving away and seeing if you can get her to hit it off the end of her bat again.
Off speed, lofted into deep left field. Wind carrying it, jumping up and grabbing it is Kaylee Harding. Great play out in left field with the bases loaded to end the inning.
Yeah, we've seen the arm that Kaylee Harding has out in left field, and now we see her ability to track down balls that are in the air. Even on a windy day, she's still able to find the fence, go all the way back, and keep her focus. That is not an easy play on a windy day.
Team Nichols leading Team Masson. Already 4 runs across here in the first couple frames as we go to the bottom half, and 20 inning win points on the line. Team Masson needs at least 2 runs.
You can get in on all the action by joining the Unlimited Club and
Harley Spade, Megan Wiggins, and Andrea Filler coming to the plate. Harley Spade, a couple home runs in Series 1. Just 1 for 6, though, in Series 2. This is her first trip to the plate here. Second game of our doubleheader. Taylor McQuillan now playing with a 2-run lead in the off speed after she got strike 1 to make it 0-2.
That pitch has just been perfect today. I feel like it just looks a little bit different than when she usually throws it. And it's still usually a good pitch for her, but I mean, that is just coming out of her hand in a wicked way today. Again, that one for a ball, but she's working from ahead, 0-2, so didn't want to throw that one through the zone. But the way it's coming out of her hand is deceptive today.
Confidence to throw it back to back. You were kind of wanting that earlier from one of the pitchers. Now 2-2 to Spade. Straight back.
First game was so good. Can you believe that, what is it, 8 out of our 13 games that we've played have been decided by 1 run? Oh, they've been so close.
In that direction already, we've seen how Team Masson can respond. What an at-bat to work that walk by Carly Spade. Falling behind 0-2. Leadoff base runner for Team Masson. Let's take a look at the Game 1 MVPs brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. Jordan Robertson, that grand slam that gave him the lead in the first inning. picking up MVP 1. Aubrey Leach was 3 for 4 at the plate, and Sam Fisher gets 20. Plus, we knew Jessie Warren gets that defensive MVP that's also worth 20 points. The veteran Megan Wiggins, lefty on lefty matchup here. Mentioned earlier, Bubba Nichols went Taylor McQuillan and then Kaylani Ricketts in the draft. So double lefties, the only two on the pitching roster for AUX. Wiggins swings underneath that rise ball.
I think, too, why Taylor McQuillan has all these strikeouts is that she's getting swings and misses on a few different pitches. She's not just relying on one pitch. She is just so dimensional. Going up in the zone with her rise for that last one.
She looks really confident this season. First team All-American as a senior at Arizona. Played a year with Alyssa Denham there. One, two outside. Alo, Masson, Nichols, the top three. A couple not far off. Wiggins fouls another one back.
Well, with Jordan Roberts, she moved up 17 spots on the leaderboard after being named MVP 1, all the way up to 12th place. And Aubrey Leach moved up 8 places to 6th place.
Aubrey, one who's very familiar with being a captain, as Wiggins fouls another one back. It's a great battle brewing between McQuillan and Wiggins. Aubrey finished second at last year's AUX. 8th pitch coming up from Taylor McQuillan. Nobody out. Spade drew a walk after falling behind 0-2. Off speed, Wiggins stays with it. Caught up the middle, the throw to first. Not in time.
It's a great read by Billy Andrews right off of the bat. She got such a good jump. Megan Wiggins, great at bat, saw a lot of pitches, but quick transfer too. And what a throw to first base, even working around the runner there, Carly Spade. That's not an easy throw to just tuck that into first base there. Super athletic play by Billy Andrews. Ran into her Nebraska coaching staff whenever I went to the bathroom between games. So they're all here. They drove in from Lincoln to drive the 4 hours to come and watch Billy Andrews play. So it was Rhonda Ravel, Diane Miller, and Lori Sipple all here.
I'm sure no one more upset by the fact that Billy Andrews and Jordy Ball did not get to play together at Nebraska than them, but also just college softball fans in general. That was such a huge, that's what we were talking about this time last year was the news that Jordy Ball had transferred from Oklahoma to Nebraska. And unfortunately, Billy Andrews, who ended her career as the all-time home runs leader at Nebraska, did not get to really play with Jordy.
Yeah, Omaha is nearby too for the College World Series game. That's tonight, the finals. Texas A&M and Tennessee. We'll see.
It's interesting how you said that.
We'll see what happens. And yeah, Tennessee, the one national seed.
Miller goes down swinging for out number 2. Hey, guess what, Amanda? We have game 1 of the best of 3 Men's College World Series finals tonight in Omaha. It's an all-SEC matchup between 3rd-seeded Texas A&M and the number 1 seed, Tennessee. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ESPN and ESPN+. Coverage begins at 7 with our Game 1 preview show and the announcement of the 46th annual Golden Spikes Award winner. We saw some Aggie fans actually driving through Wichita, staying at our hotel, heading up to Omaha today.
Omaha right by Lincoln, Nebraska. That's what made me think of it, with the Nebraska softball coaching staff here driving down.
And it was that Omaha softball program who made all the postseason noise, almost knocking off Missouri in their regional, forcing them to a decisive 7th game in the Columbia Regional.
Should be a great game tonight, by the way. Finals coming up. Some Tennessee fans in the house. I'm sure they're going to be locked in for the game tonight. Some Aggies in the booth, out on the field, and in Nashville.
Oh, man. Decent amount of Tennessee players here with Leach, Peyton Gottschall, and Riley West. A little rivalry tonight between the Aggies and the Volunteers in this AUX field, you would think. Kayla Kowalik fouls that back. She's from Kentucky, so she does not care about that one bit. Two to Kowalik, 2 away. Watches it for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for the 2nd straight inning to finish the 2nd for McQuillan.
And McQuillan is just moving the ball around, getting a lot of swings and misses up in the zone with her rise ball. But then look at this curveball painting the outside corner. That's 4.
Inning win points for Team Nichols. The 2 spot in the 2nd. They lead 3-1. And the Huskers holding court up in the bleachers right now. Taylor Edwards talking to the Nebraska coaching staff. Such a cool moment for them.
Yeah, we were talking about them being here to watch Billy Andrews play in this game, but also Taylor Edwards. They got to see a little double dip with some former players, and now they get to hang out in 105-degree weather and just sit and chat with Taylor Edwards. But seriously, it is so fun for these coaches to see their athletes play professionally in person and have these relationships with them that go well beyond the 4 years that they're wearing that school's uniform. And it's hard this time of year to find time for the coaches to get here to watch their former players. I mean, they're busy recruiting from the portal and also the high school athletes.
That's a good point. Busier than ever. There's Rhonda Ravel, the head coach, longtime head coach at Nebraska. Had 3 Edwards sisters, the twins, Tatum and Taylor, and then the younger sister, Tristan. And all of them, you can find their names in the record books.
Good job on remembering all 3 names, too. It gets tricky when they all start with T's. Trip yourself up a little bit, but great job. You nailed it.
I appreciate that.
Easy.
I think one of the most memorable Women's College World Series moments in my mind, Nebraska went 0-2 with the Edwards twins, but both of their games came down to the wire. One of them went to 12 innings. I mean, I can remember that like it was yesterday. Taylor leans into this one, into the gap in left center. It's going to be a double for Nadia Taylor. The throw not in time. 20 points for Nadia, and she continues to swing a hot bat.
You're so right about her leaning into that pitch just to be able to cover the outer half with 2 strikes. Probably would have been a ball, but saw it big and up in the zone and just stayed with it for extra bases. Nadia Taylor just turning it on here late in the AUX season. Another extra base hit.
Riley West will run for her.
Second base for Team Nichols, number 53.
It's Jordan Rudd Lee a chance, who singled and scored back in the 2nd inning. First pitch from Denham. Hit to the right side, out beyond the outstretched glove of Filler. Back-to-back base hits to start the 3rd. Alyssa Denham just cannot find the groove right now.
Again, just swinging early in the count. This is what they did against her in the top of the 2nd inning. Another first pitch hit.
West on 3rd, Rudd Lee on 1st, and the Wichita native Kelsey Stewart Hunter at the plate. Her oldest son, Trace, threw out the first pitch along with Kaylani Ricketts and her daughter before this game. And misses outside and falls behind 2-0. Kelsey hitting just 176 on the season, but a 391 on base percentage, thanks to a league best 6 walks. Take strike one on the outside part of the plate. Right back to that spot with the off speed.
A couple of tough pitches and hitters counts thrown by Alyssa Denham, and Alyssa Denham getting the call in the outer half. One drop ball and then one backdoor curveball. That's an off-speed pitch for her.
She tried a third time, but just got away from her. That 571 with runners on today, 6-4-11. Right back at Denham, falls out of her glove and not going to be able to make the out at first base. West comes across to score. 4-1, Team Nichols.
Kelsey Stewart-Hunter's hands always impress me, just with the pitches that she can get to and connect with. And where this play went wrong is that Tori Vidalis thought she was going to have to go after and abandon first base. So when she abandoned first base, there was no play at first base for Alyssa Denham to be able to get that out. And looks like we're going to have an early pitching change here with AUX Pro coming into the game.
Alyssa Denham's day is done. It is Storako when we come back in a tough spot. 2 on already, down 3. Big thanks to the Greater Wichita YMCA for hosting the players and staff all season long. It's where the players have done their training on their off days and during game days on campus at the Steve Clark YMCA. And we've heard nothing but good things about the facilities over there. You can see it over the right field wall here at Wilkins Stadium as our new pitcher, Alex Storako, comes in and sends that one up and in at Billy Andrews. But Storako, out of Oklahoma from Frankfort, Illinois, former Big Ten Pitcher of the Year at Michigan in 2021 before she transferred. Long run here and gets down in foul territory. Storako, a little bit of an up and down season. She's had a couple good moments. She started a game in Series 1, got beat up in the first inning, but bounced back through a really good couple innings to settle in. Looking to do that here in relief.
Yeah, I think she's trying to feel comfortable, trying to have that one inning or that one batter that she's throwing in where everything clicks and she can take that momentum forward. She's so talented with her rise ball and her curveball getting the call there in the bottom half of the zone. Such a big strikeout pitcher at Michigan before she transferred over to Oklahoma and became on a deep pitching staff.
Into right field, long run, and caught by Spade for the first out.
Back at the top of the order for Team Nichols, now batting the left fielder from Marshall. Number 18.
Brings up the top of the order in Morgan Zirkle, who's 1 for 2 today with an RBI single. Zirkle now the head coach at Marshall, 15th on the leaderboard here at AUX. How about for Alex Storako? Plays at Michigan for Carol Hutchins. Her pitching coach is Jen Brundage. Makes the move to Oklahoma. Patty Gasso's her head coach, and Jen Roach is her pitching coach. That's unbelievable to have played for those great minds.
Yeah, those coaches have coached either won a lot of national championships as a player or as a coach. I mean, just so much history there and so many All-Americans that they've coached. And I'm sure, I think Alex has even talked about this, how lucky she feels to have gotten to play for Carol Hutchins and Patty Gasso both. Some Oklahoma fans.
Always some Sooners in the building, it feels like, if you're at a softball complex.
Oh, yeah. They're all over.
Storako retires the first 2 she faces. That gets away now against Sydney McKinney, who, to steal a term from you, has been out. What is it? Unget-outable. Unget-outable.
Yeah,
I gotta add that one to the.
It's very professional.
Yeah. Storako stabs it in the circle. Nicely done by AUX Storako in relief with 2 on. She goes 1, 2, 3 to strand the pair.
All right, we can go. Yeah.
4-1, Team Nichols have scored in every inning so far, trying to collect 10 more inning win points here against Team Masson in the second game of the doubleheader. We'll see if they can respond, find some energy. We talked about fatigue potentially playing a factor. It's 96 degrees out right now. Feels like it's about 103. 4-1. Taylor McQuillan out there for her 3rd inning of work, has retired 5 of the last 6 batters, struck out the last 2 in the second inning.
From Tennessee, number 75, Aubrey Lee.
Aubrey Leach leads things off. Inside to Aubrey Leach. Aubrey 6th on the leaderboard as it stands, and that misses outside. We have Delaney Wiz mic'd up in the field. We've been trying to talk to you for a couple innings, Delaney. We finally have you. Perfect timing because Aubrey Leach is at the plate. Tell us defensively how you play Aubrey.
Yeah, Tay. 1 second, please. Yeah. Yes, Bub. Atta girl. Great job, Tay. Aubrey. Actually, run fine. Great job. Atta girl. Aubrey is definitely one of the hardest hitters to defend, in my opinion, in this league, just because she has so many tools. Yeah, I just try to, for Aubrey specifically, just try not to get beat in front. And yeah, if she hits it past me, tipping my hat to her. Yeah, Tay.
Warren now.
Ooh, good spot.
Delaney, where do you figure out where you want to position yourself for somebody like a Jessie Warren? So not Aubrey Leach is up to bat anymore. You don't have to necessarily worry about the bunt, but the power of Jessie Warren. How do you figure out where you want to stay?
Yeah, I think for me, I try to figure out like where I feel most comfortable. Like Jessie, her last at bat, she dropped down a bunt. So just making sure I'm communicating with my pitcher, like if I'm back as far as I am now, just making sure Taylor knows to hop off the mound a little bit quicker because I won't be able to get to those bunts. But obviously Jessie has a lot of power, so I need to respect her for that.
What about your bat, Delaney? It really started to come alive in the second series, 3 straight games with a home run. What are you starting to see at the plate?
I think just getting more lively Bs under my belt. Ooh. Come on, hey. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Hold. Hey, we're good. We're good here.
Number 30, Jessie Warren.
Triple for Jessie Warren.
Hey, we're good.
30 point.
Just look her back at 3. Yeah, we're good. Hey, we're good. Rolling up here. Yeah, Tay.
They're going to have a talk in the circle right now. We'll let Delaney lock in for just a second while we wait for Tori Vidalis coming up. But tough part of the order for Taylor McQuillan, second time through. And
You said 2-strike hitting, too, by Jessie Warren. That was a 1-2 pitch that nearly hit out of here.
Jadalyn Alchin running at third base, 60 feet from home, trying to cut into this lead.
There you go.
Back with Delaney Wiz. Back to what you were talking about, what you're seeing at the plate right now that's started to help you.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to keep it simple, honestly. Yes! Stick with it, Stewie! Atta baby! That's huge, Tay! Great job! I think I'm just trying to keep it simple at the plate, not trying to do too much. Just see a pitch and hit it hard. Yeah, Tay, keep going, buddy.
Delaney, we're going to listen in the rest of this inning.
Gotcha, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Here you go, Tay. Yeah, atta girl. Here you go. Keep going, Tay. Tay, I'm back. I'm back, Tay. Win a pitch here. See you. Red idea. Good miss. Good miss. We got 2 here. Yeah, Tay. Yeah, great job.
This is where
Go win.
having a
Let's go,
swing and
Tay,
miss
go
type
win.
pitcher like the way that Taylor McQuillan has been this season could come in big. Already gave up, or they scored a run in the top of the 3rd trying to win this inning.
See
Shut
you.
things down here.
2-2 count for McQuillan against Roberts.
Yeah.
There it is.
Go, Tay.
Delaney Wiz mic'd up, loves it amid the action with Delaney Wiz. That's 10 more inning win points for everyone on Team Nichols.
Last season when I was a captain, I learned a lot of lessons about how to be strategic and the people that I wanted a part of my team, because at Athletes Unlimited, it really is every moment counts. So you really have to have kind of that mentality going into every situation of I'm willing to do this and I'm willing to get after it and be gritty. So whenever I think of people that are on my team, I want them to be gritty and competitors and just get after it, even if it's not the prettiest performance. It's people that are just willing to compete down to the last out.
Bubba Nichols knows what it takes to be a successful captain at Athletes Unlimited, but she says the challenge that really never gets easier is the strategizing. She said for her, it's about managing all these different puzzle pieces, and she said, I just don't want our greatest strength to end up being our weakness because of the decisions I make. She did just get her master's degree in coaching and leadership. She said it does help, but nothing in those classes can ever prepare you for being on the field and also managing and leading your own team. She said there is nothing they can do to make that easier other than experience at Athletes Unlimited and picking up a team that can help her get wins.
Bubba would be a captain in Series 2. She lifts this one to deep left center, over her face on the scoreboard for a home run. Right on cue, Bubba Nichols' 5th home run of the year, ties an AUX single season record. And she extends her team's lead to 4.
It's been her power toward the middle of the field. It has been special to watch. This is an off-speed pitch that is able to get on plane and stay on plane for a long time with and stick with that pitch to drive it over the center field wall again. Wow.
As I was saying, she would have been a captain in Series 2. She was top 3 on the leaderboard, but she had to go back to UCLA for graduation. So they went to the next highest player, which ended up being Mackenzie Clark, who is our star in the stands today. But Bubba could have been back-to-back captains. Still finds herself in a great spot, just 32 points behind Jocelyn Allo for first. Delaney Wiz, long run for Leach, can't get to it. Most likely going to go down as a base hit for Wiz.
A couple of balls that have been hit toward Aubrey Leach in that 5-6 hole that have just hit off of her glove. She likes to position herself up the middle of the field and had a beat on that one, but just off by a couple of inches, hit off of her glove.
It is a single for Wiz. That's 10 points for her on the leaderboard. Back toward Aubrey, trying to get the force at second low, scooped up, not in time. Haley Lee is on now.
What a good jump by Delaney Wiz, by the way, to not allow that force out to happen at second base. I mean, I thought Aubrey Leach played that really well, but you see Delaney Wiz got such a big jump off of first base that she was able to get in there safely. Well played. Good scoop over there by Filler, but jump by Wiz to get in there.
West swinging first pitch out into right field, caught. One away as Delaney Wiz moves up to third base. Let's go to Savannah with Bubba Nichols.
Bubba, we talked a lot about your experiences as a captain, but being able to be productive at the plate like that, how does it you carry those home run hits into the leadership and leading your team by example, get your offense started?
Honestly, I really love the team that I'm on. I was just talking to Delaney about it. We have a lot of coaches on our team, so it's very helpful to have people that, help you make adjustments and corrections and give you good feedback. So I really love everyone that's on this team, and I think that we feed off of each other really well.
Any adjustment in that home run hit?
Honestly, I was just wanting to see something deep and wait for it, and they did a good job of relaying me some good information to go off of, and it paid off, thankfully.
Thanks, Bubba. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Talking about all those coaches, Delaney Wiz spent the last 2 years at San Diego State under Stacy Newman-Denise for a really good program that she's got going out there. Got 2 of the Marshall coaching staff members, the head coach Morgan Zirkle and one of her assistants, Sydney McKinney, also in that dugout. Lee takes strike 1 on the 3-0 count. There's Delaney over there, so she's starting to get a mind for coaching. I think that's how I think I would want to build a team, is I need people who are comfortable with that role to help you out with everything that's going on. Lee finds a great spot for that in shallow center field. It's a soft RBI single for her. Some of these hits and the way that Team Nichols have scored runs just feel like it would suck the life out of you, especially since it is your second game of the day.
Just thinking the same thing. I mean, a home run is one thing, but the bleeders that fall or hit off of the glove, the almost outs or almost plays are tougher to work through in a long inning, and there have been a few of them in this inning. A bleeder that just fell there, one off of Aubrey Leach's glove, the force out that they didn't get at second because of Wiz's jump.
Trending in the wrong direction right now for Team Masson. The one thing you do not want to do, especially in the final series, is have a sweep of the win points. And right now, the way Team Nichols is playing, that's what they're eyeing. This falls on the infield. Leach will go to third to get the force.
Yeah,
it should, and they did call that an infield fly.
Yeah, it is an infield fly, but then you can still advance as a runner on your own. And that is what Haley Lee chose to do. Now, I'm wondering about the timing that you can release as a runner. If is it when it hits, I'm guessing when it hits the defender. So Haley Lee, yeah, it was just the right time whenever it hit the ground, and then it doesn't become a force out at third. She needs to be able to tag her. So kind of a confusing play. This is like the third time this season that I've seen a weird kind of infield fly rule play happen.
Now, I'm not sure how many times it's been, but I'm just going to let you explain all of these weird situations, and then I'll make fun of you when the decision comes back incorrect.
I need to become an umpire to even learn the rules better than what I know now.
Andrews leans into this one into left. Not enough as Harding pulls it in.
As Bubba Nichols, that sparked a 2-run inning in the top of the fourth. This Team Nichols team has scored in 4 innings in a row. Their captain, a solo home run, her 5th of the season.
(6-1) Team Nichols leading Team Masson, trying to pick up 10 more inning win points here in the bottom of the fourth. Taylor McQuillan dealing so far. We've got our star in the stands, Mackenzie Clark, who has so graciously waited around in the heat for us to talk to her one more time. Let's ask you about Taylor McQuillan here, dealing right now, one of the only 2 lefties in the league. I know you're vibing up there. How about Taylor McQuillan? What are you seeing from her? She's locked in right now. You got us, Mackenzie? I'm thinking she doesn't hear us.
Yeah, I'm thinking she doesn't hear us, but...
Hey, Mackenzie, can you hear us? I don't think so.
That'd be really funny, though, if she could, and she just chose to ignore us.
Might be a wise choice for a star in the stands in the future. Well, meanwhile, Kaylee Harding, the 6-hole leading off against Taylor McQuillan. Struck out her first time to the plate. Down 0-2.
This against righties, I feel like is where McQuillan thrives and gets a lot of her strikeouts. Not a lot of right-handed hitters in the league this season, but she likes to go up in the zone away from them. Get that strikeout there. It looked like although Jordan Rudley was set up on the inside corner, that pitch went outside, but McQuillan has gotten the majority of her swings and misses on her rise ball more up in the zone.
1-2 now from McQuillan. Trying to get Harding for the second time. And that's outside. We've got we've got Mackenzie Clark back in the stands. I think all of the dancing like knocked something loose up there.
Yes,
I'm not sure.
My bad. I got excited that Noel, my ACC buddy, was up to bat, and I dropped the thingy, and the thingy broke, and the thingy looked very expensive. So that's my bad.
And Kaylee Harding goes down swinging for the second time. How about Taylor McQuillan in the circle? Give us your analyst's perspective of what she's done so far.
I mean, her stuff is just nasty. I mean, she has such control over the ball and what she wants to do with it. And especially when she, has faced certain hitters over and over again, I know that she has a great approach to every at-bat. And just her spin is just absolutely incredible. And just sometimes when you swing and a miss, you just got to tap your hat to her because it's just incredible to watch it move.
How about that changeup right there?
Disgusting. Get it away from me.
I know, right?
You see how I didn't say that with a smile on my face? That was gross.
Oh, yeah. There was
nasty.
The emoji that, just has the straight line as the mouth. That was basically you talking about that pitch. What will you do after the AUX season, Mackenzie, in between this season and the championship season?
Between this season and the champ season, I was invited to the All-Star game that's out in OKC. So I believe that's from July 11th to July 16th. So I'll be out there doing that to the 15th. My bad. I got my dates mixed up. The 11th to the 15th. But I will be doing that for a little bit.
What would you change, if you were captain again, if you make the captain's chair in the championship season, is there anything you would do differently that you thought about after last week? I mean, it went really well for you, 2-2, close to a 3-1 week, which is really hard to do, but was there anything you would change?
No, not to me. Not anything comes to mind. I mean, I surround myself with some incredible seasoned vets. And, I mean, my team, I know we had a blast. I mean, I got to learn a lot and got to meet a lot of new incredible people. So I enjoyed the experience a lot, and I just can't wait to be in that role again.
Can't wait to see you at the championship season as well, Mackenzie. Thank you so much for sticking around for us. You're free to go and enjoy your day.
Thank you. You guys have a good one.
See ya. Star in the stands, it's a tough role. You got to stick around for an hour or so after your game.
I mean, they'd be watching it anyway, but now she gets to cheer and dance and be a fan. This is what's really happening when she's not on air with us the entire time that she's in the stand, just exerting more energy.
She is a character. Megan Wiggins turned on that and sent that into the dugout.
Yeah.
It actually went out the other side, kind of, too.
Yeah, wow. It's amazing.
It really is. I'm glad you're as astonished as I am. Taylor McQuillan has 7 strikeouts and has struck out 3 straight swinging. Just the 1 earned run. Lee blocks that one up. Ball 2.
She's looked so good and just locked in. Even though it feels like 105 or 10 whatever, you'd never be able to tell with the energy that she's brought into this game and consistency. And what's funny is that when you dodge a foul ball like that, it's like you're wearing a helmet, so it could hit you, but you're gonna be protected,
It's funny that she ran so far too, and if it did hit her after she moved 10 feet out of the box. Another 2-2 to Wiggins from McQuillan. Ball 3. Morgans draws a walk.
The next batter for Team Nissan is playing second base today from Northwestern, number 9.
McQuillan thought there's something wrong with that ball. Didn't want that one either.
She looked at it and said, no.
Can you relate?
Yes, especially if these are brand new softballs right out of the plastic. They're a little bit slippery. So on a hot day like this where your hand is sweating a little bit more, the last thing that you want is just a brand new ball that you're not gonna have a good grip on.
That's one she likes now. Dealing as much as she is, and trust the fact that she knows exactly what she wants. Filler swings underneath that and fouls it straight back.
Goes back to what we were talking about earlier, that every pitcher has such a good feel with their body and their mind and their fingertips with the ball that they're holding. That's why we're so picky, because we have such a good feel for what we want.
I love the offense, but there's just something when you see a pitcher and a catcher get in a groove, and you always talk, oh, you want to mix speeds, you want to do that, but everyone's trying to do it. It seems like once you see them get through a couple innings, though, and you can really start to see it take shape. Filler swings through that pitch, and that'll do it for inning number 4. The last 4 outs recorded have been strikeouts swinging by Taylor McQuillan. She's got 8 of them through 4 innings. And 40 inning win points, all collected by Team Nichols as they lead Team Masson in their second game of this doubleheader. Mariah Masson started game 1 for her team that she captains this week for the first time in her Athletes Unlimited career, and she calls her number here again. A little bit of a rocky start from Masson, but was able to settle in and get 5 innings today in game 1.
Yeah, it was a slow start, and it kind of put her in a little bit of a bind, but her team rallied around her and were able to figure it out. And she got better, I think, as the game went on. Just a really long, extended inning that she threw about 40 pitches in that first inning and set a tough tone the rest of the game.
Zirkle, wow, that was smoked at Tori Vidalis, who couldn't quite hang on. Leadoff base runner in the 5th inning for Team Nichols.
Yeah, Morgan Zirkle is just like Aubrey Leach, can keep her feet still and swing away, and that makes it tough for what becomes like the hot corner over there at first base for Tori Vidalis. I mean, that ball was just smoked at her.
That hit for Zirkle just tied her with Vidalis and Hayward for the most in Athletes Unlimited history at 103. As Warren couldn't quite handle that, it's going to be tough to get McKinney anyway. Back-to-back base runners to start in the 5th. This Team Nichols team is just relentless top to bottom. Everybody seems to have put the ball in play. Only been 1 strikeout in the game. And then the speed, it's just a dynamic top 4 in this order.
Should be 14 hits for them if they add that Sydney McKinney bunt there, which I would give a hit, but that's a season high for hits by a team. I think it was a season high even when it was 12 a couple of hits ago, and that Sydney McKinney bunt will go down as a hit, so make it 14 hits for Team Nichols. Wow.
Jazz does catch the zone against Bubba Nichols. Fouls that back. Now a 1-2 count. Apologize for some technical difficulties here in Wichita. Missed anything. A couple runs in the top of the 4th, which you should have been able to see. And in the bottom of the 4th, a 0 put up by Team Nichols and Taylor McQuillan. So they have taken all 40 inning win points today. Ooh, and that's up and in. Nichols hits the deck. Maybe right on the hands. Hopefully Bubba's all right. She claps her hands together a little bit, but let's see where it got her.
Oh, just don't envy her at all for this, where she just had to take that, man.
Well, bases loaded. This could completely break this game open. Delaney Wiz. Ground ball right side. Vidalis coming home with it. The throw to first, not in time, but they do get that out at home, so nobody scores on that play. Big out right there. Still bases loaded. Second time Haley Lee's come to the plate with the bases loaded in this game. First time there were 2 outs. That was back in the 2nd inning.
I feel like a big swing here could really start to put this one, make it feel out of reach.
Lee takes strike 1. They have 14 hits through 4+ innings. Just 3 hits on the other side against Taylor McQuillan. Lee back up the middle, chance for 2. Leach steps on the base, throw to first. Masson gets out of the jam with the help of Aubrey Leach on the double play.
That was a big change of events. Bases loaded, less than 2 outs to roll a double play here after not giving up any runs. That was massive for momentum.
Applebee's Grill and Bar in Wichita hosted our live weekly drafts. Savannah Collins hosted those. A lot of players, not just the captains, went out to enjoy some time together and get a little team bonding going. I love that shot there. Jocelyn Allo working with her facilitator, Bailey Lang, last week. There's Mariah Masson working with Josh Trevino. The other facilitator this season is MJ Knighton. Only positives from the experience we've heard from players here in Wichita, Kansas. The crowds have been outstanding. The second game cleared out a little bit, but I'll give them a leeway because it's 97 degrees out here. It's a completely packed house for game 1. We expect more of the same tomorrow and then on Tuesday. New pitcher in for Team Nichols. It is Peyton Gottschall, the rookie out of Tennessee. We've seen her enjoying life in the dugout, and 1 pitch, 1 out to retire Kowalik.
Yeah, Peyton Gottschall has been an effective rookie here, coming from Tennessee with her curveball and her rise ball. She's been used a lot. She's started games. She's been used a lot in relief. Has a couple of saves, too.
3.09 ERA in 11 innings pitched as a rookie. I think that's a pretty good start to your professional career. Be exciting to talk to players in about a month's time when we get to Chicago for the championship season, especially these rookies, about how they prepared between seasons, what kind of adjustments we see from some of these players, especially the pitchers, probably more than anybody.
I think that this AUX season that is shorter than the championship season, it gives you information about what you should go and work on, what you want to adjust, what you want to hone in on going into that championship season.
Aubrey Leach, maybe not too many adjustments for her as well as she has played here in Wichita. Gottschall gets her looking. Aubrey's been the GA at Tennessee the last 2 years when Peyton Gottschall transferred there, and she gets her coach.
I just froze her with this screwball, and I think that usually Peyton Gottschall on that side of the plate is going to go backdoor curveball, which would be a pitch that moves in toward Aubrey Leach. That one moves away from her as a screw, and I think it just froze her. I think she was looking for something else because she knows her so well.
just such a funny dynamic. I mean, a month ago, Aubrey Leach would have been cheering for Peyton Gottschall's strikeouts, and now thinking, no, don't love that as much. Awkward spot, but Nichols has the long run for out number 3. Peyton Gottschall in lightning quick fashion. 1, 2, 3. In Wichita, finishing up day 1 of Series 3. Bubba Nichols back on the board with her league-leading 5th home run, tying a single-season AUX record. The fans, the players, and the broadcasters trying to keep cool here in Wichita.
It is just really hot out here. It is. And this is from a Texas girl. Yeah.
Nadia Taylor leading things off against Mariah Masson, who gave up either a hit or a hit by pitch to the first 3 batters in the 5th inning when she came in relief before the fielder's choice and then the double play to get out of a huge jam. 20-inning win points on the line here in the 6th. Masson 30 points, 36 points out of first place as Taylor lofts this one into foul territory. Nice catch by Tori Vidalis for out number 1. No matter how this game finishes, Jocelyn Allo, who is the current leader, will not be in first place at the end of the day. Mariah Masson or Bubba Nichols will be able to surpass her, and there's some others in this game that aren't far off either, depending on MVP voting. Could have a much different looking leaderboard tomorrow when you come on the air.
I think it's going to come down to what happens on Tuesday, isn't it? So Jocelyn Allo will have the doubleheader on Tuesday, that last day, right? Which is scary to think about. You go in and you kind of know exactly what you need to do in order to win, right? It kind of feels like you're the home team on the leaderboard. You're the home individual on the leaderboard, and you're at the top, and she's going to have a good idea of where she stands going into that day.
See Allo at the top of the leaderboard, 14 points clear of Bubba Nichols. Tori Vidalis has creeped up into the 5th spot. Delaney Wiz and Sydney McKinney, Aubrey Leach. A lot of players in this game right now that could make a big jump. Ludley holds off that 2-2 pitch, full count.
This offense that Team Nichols has been putting together, like a 3-for-3 day for Jordan Rudd-Lee. Their team collectively hitting .467 on the day. Tough outs, 14 for 30 at the plate.
Just 1 strikeout. You think about how many times, at least 3, and I want to say a few more. I mean, there's been a couple bloopers. There's been at least 3 balls that have gone off gloves. Some of them have been hit hard.
Yep.
But everything has been in play. The wind maybe has been a factor on a few of those.
It's actually surprising the score is just 6-1 with 14 hits through 5 innings.
Here's another one just off the end of the bat. The frustration continues for Team Masson.
Did I say 14-1 or 6-1?
He said 14 hits.
Okay, 15 hits now, but I'm surprised that the score is just 6-1. I can't.
Okay.
It's a hot day. I literally can't remember if I said that, but 15 hits now, and they've left 11 people on base. So it does feel like when you look at the numbers, I mean, it's amazing actually that they're still in this game, just down by 5 runs, Team Masson.
And Again, Team Nichols a runner on here with just one out after the double by Jordan Rudd-Lee. How about Jordan Rudd-Lee? 4 for 4 today. 3 singles, an RBI, a run scored, and a double. Stuart Hunter pops it up. Aubrey Leach calls off Jesse Warren. 2 outs.
In the batter's box next for Team Nichols. Shortstop from Nebraska, 63, Billy Andrews.
Billy Andrews with a runner on second, 2 away. Watches that first pitch for a ball outside. Just trying to put on a show for her Nebraska coaching staff. Still up there, braving the heat, watching her. Got the chance to see Taylor Edwards in the first game.
They are troopers, aren't they? Drive 4 hours to come and just sit in the heat, be outside for another 5 or 6 hours to watch Taylor Edwards and now Billy Andrews. I love it though, they're used to it.
Off speed, Andrews into left center field. It is being pushed by the wind, but not enough, and that'll do it for the top of the 6th. Back-to-back zeros for Mariah Masson. 20-inning win points on the line when we come back. (6-1) Team Nichols leading Team Masson. A lot of pop coming to the plate. Tori Vidalis will lead things off. Savannah Collins has her parents, Johnny and Rhonda.
Johnny, I know that you are Tori's ultimate hitting coach. If you could get in her ear for this at-bat, what'd you start off with for advice?
Get her hands out front. Right now, the girls are tired being their second game of the day, so that tends to be what slows down. So.
Growing up playing AAU, you had long days like, or playing travel ball, you had long days like this. Mom, was there an ultimate snack to keep Tori going, to get her, that you always brought to the field?
Well, we always had to start out with a coffee in the morning because she is not a morning person. But fruit, maybe. We'd cut that up and have it in the cooler, but that's about it.
I know she could probably go for that right about now. You all have got to see years of Tori playing pro ball. She just gets better and better every season. What brings you the most joy about continuing to see her out on the field in a uniform and playing at the highest level?
Mainly just watching her enjoy herself, what she's doing. She loves training, getting ready for the season, and then when she comes out here, she enjoys being with the girls, being a teammate, being a leader by example, and that's what we get joy seeing her do.
I know that we enjoy having Tori around too. Ask any teammate, ask me too. She is the person who can make you crack up in the dugout. Has she always had that sense of humor?
Yes, yes. Always, just always wanted to make people laugh all the time. A comedian, always.
As she continues this at bat and just what you've got to see from her over the years and starting with the AUSL next year too, what are you excited about? You all have just watched pro softball evolve year after year following Tori.
Yeah, we're excited to see the sport grow to the way it should be because there's so many talented athletic women out there that need to be showing their talents, and it's just great that they're, people are taking advantage of it and growing the game.
Well, Johnny, Rhonda, thanks so much. I feel like I know you through Tori, so thanks for letting me chat for a little bit. Chucky, back to you.
Tori putting together a Tori at bat right now with her parents on the broadcast with us. 2-2 count, fighting off pitches here against Peyton Gottschall.
Johnny is a big Cowboys fan. I haven't seen that hat, though, where Dallas is upside down and backwards. I wonder how and why that started. Is it back?
Out into right field, and it is caught by Haley Lee, the first out of the inning. Well, Peyton Gottschall replaced Taylor McQuillan, who had a fantastic outing. It seemed like everything was working. We've got Taylor here for a chair chat. Let's start there, Taylor. We were just talking about, it just seemed like every pitch for you was right where it needed to be.
Yeah, I felt a little bit slow today, but it worked to my advantage because then I got to be a little bit spinny and show off all the hard work that I've put in over the years with the spin. So I guess it goes to show that being fast isn't always everything. So.
How about your changeup today, too, Taylor? It seemed to me that was even a little bit more deceptive. What was your focus with that pitch specifically?
Yeah, oh man, I've been struggling with that pitch, if I'm being honest. It's just, it doesn't want to work with me all the time since showing up here in Wichita. So finding a way to utilize it without trying to utilize it too much and trusting my other stuff, it's helped a lot. But I think that's definitely something I'm going to go home and work on to be ready for the champ season, is finding a way to get my changeup back to the deception that it's been in the past, for sure.
And you had 8 strikeouts in your outing, a lot of swings and misses. What do you think has been the cause of those swings and misses that you're getting?
Honestly, man, it's Jordan Rudd behind the plate. She did such a great job. This is only our second time pitching together, and we kind of just walked in last series and show and go together. And I think just us being a little bit more calm and comfortable, knowing each other, understanding where both of our mindsets are at. And she trusts the heck out of me, and I really trust her, and I bought into her. And she just did such a great job pitch calling today. It makes it easy as a pitcher to just show up and throw when you have a catcher behind the plate that's checked in with you mentally 100%.
Taylor, you talk about working that changeup between now and the champ season. What do those 4 weeks look like you before you get to Chicago?
Yeah, I think definitely taking a week off would be nice and pretty. But I think besides that, just getting that week off, getting my body to recover, staying in condition, working out, grinding, healthy nutrition, and then on top of that, just being able to throw bullpens, stay comfortable, stay ready, and just really take what I learned here and what I worked on here, tighten it up, sharpen it up a little bit, and then send it off into the champ season. And I just got to rely on me and choose me every time.
Appreciate the time, Taylor. Congrats on a great outing.
Thank you so much.
Taylor McQuillan, the starter today, in line for her 5th win of the season. Jordan Roberts just fouled that off of up under her helmet. And not sure if it got her in the nose or the forehead.
Yeah, kind of more of the side of the face and that cheek area. Scary.
She got knocked a couple times as a catcher the last couple games we've seen her in, and now at the plate. Roberts getting cleaned up here after that shot to the cheek. Hopefully she's okay. Facing Peyton Gottschall for the first time. She struck out twice against Taylor McQuillan, 2 of 8 for McQuillan, who we got the chance to talk to. She just looks, sounds, feels confident right now.
Yeah, multiple strikeouts in almost every inning that she threw, and I think she was working the right-handed hitters a lot away with her rise ball and her screwball. You see that all these are against righties except for this one. That was with her curveball, but going for the strikeout away from these batters, no matter if they're lefties or righties. I mean, that was the common denominator. You see all these outside pitches and also being able to spin the ball up. Her changeup worked well. It would set up other pitches within the at-bat. Didn't get any strikeouts with that pitch, but mixed it in well.
That is smoked at Billy Andrews for out number 2. Gottschall's picked up right where McQuillan left off. She's retired the first 5 batters she's faced. 10 of the last 11 have been retired by this pitching staff for Team Nichols. Haley Harding fouls that straight back. It's pretty standard. We heard Alyssa Denham last week talking to us on the doubleheader day for her team that she was on bullpen duty for both games that day. Do you think that's pretty standard as far as approach goes, that you're kind of assigning those roles before the day starts?
Yeah, I think pitchers like to know that going into the day. If you're going to start game 2, they just like to have a routine and know when they should start warming up and what that looks like to get to wrap their mind around it throughout a doubleheader, even just one game.
Good spot from Gottschall. 1-2 count now to Kaylee Harding. She struck out twice as well in this game.
Jordan Rudd-Lee calling pitches for Peyton Gottschall. I feel like she's throwing that screwball more than we're used to seeing her pitch. You heard Taylor McQuillan giving Jordan Rudd-Lee, who's back behind the plate now, just a lot of credit for her pitch calling and her outing today, and how well they work together.
It's a Rawlings Gold Glove winner behind the plate. That's hit out toward Bubba in center field. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Peyton Gottschall and company. To the 7th we go. (6-1), 30-inning win points rolling over on the line here in the 7th. Let's go into the game now with the U.S. Air Force and Kaylee Harding.
Hit Aubrey, hit Aubrey. Damn, that got out here quick. Brad, nothing. Throw her out, Carly. Ah! I got.
That's high-quality stuff right there from Kaylee Harding. I love it. Energy out in left field. We've seen her in right, and we've seen her in left. She's been a great run producer in this AUX season. Her first year as a pro. Nothing new for her after a great career at Florida State. Now has to worry about the top of this order for Team Nichols, led off by Morgan Zirkle. Zirkle 2 for 4 in the game, couple singles and an RBI. Batting average just a touch under 400.
A lot of points on the line late in this game, too. A couple of scoreless innings in the 5th and the 6th, head into the 7th.
Ground ball right side, hops up on filler, but collects herself and gets out number 1. Well, that's why the bottom of the 7th, regardless of what happens here, you want to put up a 0 really bad against Team Nichols in the top half, because even if you don't win the game, if you're able to beat them in this 7th inning, you can still win 30 points for your team, since we have those rollover inning points from the 5th and 6th. McKinney hits a foul ball to start off her at bat against Masson. Third inning of work out of the bullpen for Mariah Masson. McKinney has a single off of her in this game. Watches that pitch outside for ball 1. Top 3 on the leaderboard, separated by 20 points. Sydney McKinney not far off either in 7th, and then will be 10 more points for her as she has a base hit. Get closer to the action with your free unlimited club membership. Vote on game MVPs, compete in the AU Fantasy League for exclusive prizes and more. Sign up now at auprosoftball.com. Bubba Nichols 2 for 3 with a hit by pitch.
I hope her wrist or that left hand feels okay after that hit by pitch.
That was nasty her last time up. And then we had Jordan Roberts foul one off of kind of the side of her face or ear area. Bubba down quickly, 0-2 in the count.
Still really can't believe that Team Nichols just has 6 runs still after 16 hits that they've put on the board, and they scored, you know, in each of the first 4 innings. So that's another reason why I think it's still shocking to see the score at 6-1 with the amount of hits that they've had and score the last 2 innings.
14 of those 16 hits singles, as they cannot roll a pair to get Nichols. That brings up Delaney Wiz, who you see on the leaderboard there in 7th place, not far off the top 5.
Team Nichols. At third base today from UCLA, number 97, Delaney Wiz.
It could have been worse. Aubrey Leach turned that double play earlier in this game. There's been some big moments to help keep it somewhat in check. Team Masson scored 4 in the first inning of their Game 1 win today. So they've shown the ability to have a big inning. That came off a grand slam by Jordan Roberts. 0-1 to Wiz. Runs outside, back-to-back balls here to make it 2-1. Just recently got her real estate license too, so she's been busy as well. A lot of these players feels like they just don't really have any off time. They're either coaching or training, broadcasting, a number of broadcasters in this player pool.
They like to stay busy. They always kind of have their hand in a lot of different things outside of the softball season.
There's Tori Vidalis, SEC Network analyst. Ian McClenny was with her at the SEC tournament, the Women's College World Series. Probably helps against some of these young SEC pitchers. You got the scouting reports on them. Off speed, slow roller, gonna be tough for Warren. Off the bag just a little bit, keeps it in front. But an infield single for Wiz, her second hit of the day.
Next to bat for Team Nichols, right fielder from Oklahoma, number 45.
Misty Warren had to come a long way for that, and that just barely stayed fair right in front of the bag. All you can do is eat that. No chance to make a play.
She's had some really good ones today. Was the defensive MVP in the first game, which is a new award after the games. It's 20 points, the same number as MVP 3 gets on the leaderboard, but half the field has to elect to vote on a defensive MVP, so it's possible that that won't even be given out. But I don't think there was any doubt that Jessie Warren would get those votes after her play. Nice stab by Aubrey Leach over at shortstop to retire Haley Lee. Last chance for Team Masson. 6, 7, 8 coming up. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. Sam Fisher had a 2-run home run earlier today. Kelsey Stewart-Hunter, a Wichita celebrity. Taylor McQuillan, that's from earlier in the season, but she's going to be all smiles so long as Peyton Gottschall closes the door right here. This could potentially be an entire game point sweep if Peyton Gottschall can put up a 0 here in the 7th against Team Masson. There's 120 win points on the line every game, and they could collect all 120 of them, which would put their captain, Bubba Nichols, in the top spot on the leaderboard. And it's usually hard to do this, but her and Jocelyn Allo would have played the same number of games.
And I don't think that Peyton Gottschall has any idea really what's at stake here. Being a rookie and just probably feeling good. Like, yeah, we're winning, 17 hits on the board, 5-run lead. Like, I don't think points-wise, and maybe she does, maybe I'm off, but she just is such a loose player. She probably doesn't even want to know.
And I don't think it would phase her either way. She would still be all smiles, dancing, coming out of the dugout, working against Carly Spade. Dangerous bat here, fouls it back, and playable. Jordan Rudd-Lee has it for out number 1. Well, don't forget, we're back here tomorrow. Another doubleheader starting at 4 Eastern on ESPN2, and then we'll move over at 6:30 Eastern for Game 2 on ESPNU. It's a doubleheader day again. Team Allo's doubleheader day tomorrow.
Oh, it's my fault. I thought that was, for some reason, I thought that was on Tuesday.
I did too. tomorrow for 2 games. That makes things interesting a little bit.
It does.
Changes the perspective. So then Bubba would potentially go into the final day with 2 games in a great spot. We're working it out as we go up here.
I don't know why. In my head, I was just so convinced that Jocelyn Allo had the doubleheader on the last day, but it will be Bubba Nichols. We'll have it on Tuesday.
Megan Wiggins at the plate, watches that pitch outside. 2-2 count to Wiggins with 1 away. 0 for 1 with a walk in this game and lined out to the shortstop, Billy Andrews. Gottschall has retired the first 7 batters she has faced. Make it, no, safe at first. Instantly a challenge by Kelsey Stewart-Hunter and company. I thought they got her by a half step, but I guess we'll see on the replay.
I thought so too. That was so close. Great hustle by the longtime veteran and Megan Wiggins to get down the line. Andrews set back a little bit on that ball, and I'm interested to see what happens.
Team Orange is challenging the safe call at first. The play is under further review.
These reviews, we had 2 in Series 2 on the final day that combined to last 20 seconds. So we'll see if this one is one of those that is that clear cut or if it takes a minute.
Thinking this one might be overturned. Yeah, this won't be overturned.
I think we're about to get the call. Maybe not. That was a close play. The 14-year vet
So
Megan
close.
Wiggins almost.
The call has been changed. The runner is out.
Now just 1 out away as Andrews able to retire Wiggins. Andrea Filler, the last hope for Team Masson. Could it be a point sweep for Team Nichols? No better way to start off the final series than 120 win points.
Think about whoever is going to get MVP points mixed in. Be a big day. And however, the individual points that they had from their at-bats, can't wait to see how this one pans out.
You're going to see a big jump for Taylor McQuillan. Have to think MVP1 honors in her future.
Right now she's in 13th place.
She's about 22 points out of the top 10 and not far out of, really, I mean, all the way up to the top 5. McQuillan 5 innings today, struck out 8 batters. Andrea Filler toward right field, just beyond the reach of McKinney for a 2-out base hit. Filler's first hit of the day.
The next batter for Team Mason. She's the catcher today from Kentucky, number 98, Kayla Kowalik.
Filler up a couple spots to 17th on the leaderboard as Kayla Kowalik steps in. It's interesting. Kowalik hoping she can turn it over to Aubrey Leach in the top of the order. Like we said, don't have to win the game to necessarily get something here. You score 1 run, and you can pick up those inning win points that have rolled over from the 5th.
That's why 1 swing, 1 batter is just so important right now to see if Team Masson can salvage some points here late in the game.
Kowalik takes that pitch for strike 2. Team Masson down to their final strike. What's your biggest surprise from this AUX season? Anything stand out as something you would not have expected?
I honestly think just how close the games have been. That, I mean, is always something that you hope for going into a season, that you have great games. But with the exception of this one and like one more, I mean, all of them have been 1- or 2-run games, which has just been incredible. So that's probably surprised me the most, is how even everything is.
3-2 now. Aubrey Leach is 4 for 7 at the plate today. She awaits on deck. Wallach, a second-year pro, first season of Athletes Unlimited, trying to keep this game alive. Into left field, Zirkle onto it. That will do it. Gottschall allows just one base runner in 3 innings of relief work. Bubba Nichols, she's headed toward the top of the leaderboard once these win points get calculated. What a start to Series 3.
Everybody getting in offensively on the action. I mean, that's what happens when you put 17 hits on the board. Bubba did have the home run, but they scored in a lot of different ways. Interested to see how the MVP points go here. Taylor McQuillan has to be up for MVP 1 with her 8 strikeouts and the quality start that she gave. Peyton Gottschall coming in and shutting the door. Jordan Rudd-Lee with a 4-hit day.
Those points still haven't changed on that top 5 leaderboard, but keep an eye on them because Bubba Nichols should take a big jump. Delaney Wiz will follow her and jump Taylor Edwards as well. They just collected 80 win points for everybody on their team. Those have not been calculated on that top 5 leaderboard yet, and there they go. Delaney Wiz into 4th, Sydney McKinney up to 5th. Bubba Nichols into first place. She is now 66 points ahead of Jocelyn Allo, who has her doubleheader day tomorrow. So a big day in the grand scheme of this season. This is going to come down to the wire, I think, though, no doubt.
Oh, you got to watch tomorrow and take a day off. Just who wins this thing.
Well, we cannot wait. A lot of great softball has been played in Wichita. Just a couple days left in this season. Back tomorrow, 4 Eastern on ESPN2. Eric Collins and Amanda Scarborough will have it for you before the season wraps up on Tuesday. For Savannah Collins, Amanda Scarborough, and our entire awesome crew, I'm Chucky Kemp. See you tomorrow.